In terms of, um, I'm curious to know about how long it kind of takes for us to be taken from this planet and sort of arrive on New Earth. We were wondering um, why there is a longer delay, why it isn't instant.
You are looking at the process of time from your perspective, which is perceived as linear. Um, and you are not comprehending what time is like outside of your matrix. And though there is, though it seems like it will take time to make sure that everything is happening and transitioning correctly and upgrading correctly. We do not see it as time. It is all in the present moment. It is all now. There is no time. So um, that is really the only answer to your question. That it takes no time at all. It is it just is. Does that answer your question?
Um, yes, we understand that there is no time outside of this planet. Um, in terms of the ships and the traveling to the new Earth, that does take some length, though, right? Like in terms of if we want to use time. Um, I think Kane was wanting to know why we couldn't shift to, I think, what was he saying, warp speed or hyperdrive, or instantly jump from here to there in an instant.
There is certain protocols, certain things that need to take place, certain energies that need to uh, the word is collide. Energies that need to do their thing. Um, Planets that need to align, portals that need to be opened, healings that need to take place, certain frequencies that need to be aligned to. Um, a certain amount of people must be present on New Earth in order for um, the frequency to be big enough so that it can withstand and hold more people. There are many reasons why it's not like you blink and then you wake up and you're there. That is, for the most part, what it will seem like to you. But there are things that need to be taken care of in order to be able to make your transition to New Earth a success. If we just took your human body straight from um, Earth and put you on New Earth, uh, for instance, teleportation, you would explode if you once you touch New Earth. Your frequency does not match the New Earth. If you it's the other thing you must consider is that it takes some time, as you would see it, to travel to New Earth as well. You're not understanding the sheer magnitude of distance from this dimension to the other far reaches of the next dimension. And this is not distance like you would see it, uh, for instance, on your roads. It is a measure of distance that you are unaware of, that you cannot comprehend. It is like it is like It is unexplainable, really. It is like distance, but it is not quite the same thing. Um, we're showing Andre um, a spaceship moving so quickly that it transcends its dimension. It's like a speed faster than the speed of light that allows the spaceship to enter through a portal that takes you through to the different dimension that exists around the current dimension. So, for instance, a ship will be traveling, and if you can imagine the old Earth, and then in the distance you see the new Earth, from Earth, the spaceship travels, it gets faster and faster and faster. The new Earth is still in sight, but as it gets faster and faster and faster, it is able to transcend a barrier that allows the ship to travel fully to the new Earth. So it's in the same similar way that two or that many dimensions can exist on top of one another in this matrix. You must it's Andre, we're showing Andre like a flash of light that happens at some point on the travel to allow the ship to enter into that dimension with the new Earth resides, almost like a portal. And this is in basic uh, part of the reason why it's not just a question of blinking and you're there. And we hope this clears this up. It's extremely hard to explain because the what we're talking about doesn't exist in your matrix. It doesn't exist in your reality. It's not something you can even imagine because your imaginations are limited in this dimension also. So that is the best way in which we can describe to you the process based on your knowledge in this dimension.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's really good. We understand, we have a limited understanding of it, so it's really intriguing to get a sense of how the movement all works. Is there any more information that you know that Andre wants to know about his own shift and his own experience on the new Earth? Is there any new information you're are willing to share with him today?
As we said before, Andre has chosen not to receive too much information with regards to the actual his own experience. Um, it is essentially just that, um, and um, he is having some issues with trust and belief that it's going to happen, and that's okay. Um, because it's just something that's so far fetched, you can't physically imagine it actually happening. Um, and we think we see that none of you really can imagine it happening, though you have trust that it's going to happen and you can imagine what it might be like. It's very hard for the human mind to comprehend it actually happening. Um, because for the most part, your faith is just that. It is faith. It is trust based on experiences that you have in this dimension. You think, well, that was a spiritual experience. I felt that energy. Things are starting to align and make sense. So therefore, I trust that more exists. And this is a similar thing whereby you have been shown so much by the universe how things work, how you can just trust in the bigger plan. But really, the human mind cannot actually comprehend what is about to happen. So we want Andre to not be so hard on himself for not having full trust in the process and not being able to really imagine it happening. He is trusting that there is a bigger picture and that whatever will be, and that it is all in perfect divine timing. And that is enough. we do not expect any person to fully comprehend that this is actually going to happen. Um, and we thank you for your trust and belief in us. Um, and that is what we wanted to tell Andre, and to all of you, those who are listening as well. It is absolutely 100% okay, normal, and expected that you do not completely, fully 100% comprehend this actually happening. So, um, yes, that is what we need to say.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it is. While we respect the information that comes from these sessions, it is still hard to process all of the details and how it actually will unfold. And because it's, theoretically quite a huge change in our lives, it is something that we do focus on a lot because it's not just like a state of mind, it's a huge change in everything that we know. And so while some of us may not want to really jump into the reality of the shift of the planet, um, we have to sort of be prepared for anything, including our lives as we know finishing in just over 2 weeks.
Yes, but do not feel hard on yourselves for not feeling fully prepared. Um, it is something that you cannot be fully prepared for. Um, it is something that you can do your very best to um, balance, to keep yourself balanced, um, to work on being, work on allowing what is meant to happen to take place. This is the work that we need you to do. It's not so much about acceptance or trusting, it's about acceptance. Um, no, yes, it's not about believing or trusting, it's about acceptance. Acceptance that what will be, all is happening as it's meant to. And the outcome is more important than the belief in the outcome. In other lessons, in other lifetimes, it has been about, if you do not have trust, if you do not match the frequency, if you do not, etc., etc., then the outcome will not take place. But this is so much further beyond just the human experience. This is a galactic event, and we have worked with humans to be a part of that galactic event.
So accepting all and trusting the challenges that we may face as just experiences of life, and how we
Yes.
how we kind of grow through that and experience that with positivity and acceptance, is such a good motto. Thank you so much.
Yes, and while we're on this point, it is also important to relay on to you that positivity is not just happiness and love and clouds and fairies. Positivity is understanding that you're going to feel bad at times. Positivity is having a really bad day, getting really down on yourself, and understanding that there are lessons to be learned. That is true positivity, as well as having those days where everything is wonderful and amazing and you feel like you're flying high. Positivity is um, the moving forward, the understanding that all has purpose and place. So you can have terrible days, have really poor feelings, um, and days where you're not feeling like your best self. Um, the positive, the positive comes with the knowledge that you are learning lessons and experiencing what you wish to experience, and that things will change and move forward, and you will not always feel this way, and that it's okay to feel this way. That is true positivity. It is something that needed to be said.
Yes, absolutely. Acceptance of all. That's fantastic. Thank you for the good reminder. And can you tell us what's happening with the Schumann resonance at the moment? Is it true that it is reaching new energy spikes or levels? Or
Yes and no. It is not accurate to the energy at the moment. It is having a tantrum, essentially. The energy is so different, it's not measurable in accuracy by the Schumann resonance. So essentially, the big spikes that you have been seeing over the last few days are just immeasurable gobbledygook. Um, but it is still showing that things are not right, that things are different. No, things are different. We shouldn't have said not right. We should have said not ordinary. That things are different. So it is happening for a reason. It's showing its purpose is just to keep you aware that the energy is so much more intense and so much different than it ever has been. So it's not accurate, but it is accurate at the same time that something wonderful is happening.
yeah, thank you so much. And in terms of in general, what is happening to the energy on the planet right now?
The We are in the final stages of the mission. The energies are becoming more and more intense, and as your bodies are becoming more accustomed to the energy can increase. So for many, it feels like not much has changed, but that's only because the energy they're receiving is more in line with their new energy blueprint, having done many years of work and growth. If the energy that is currently happening right now were to just suddenly beam onto the planet 10, 15 years ago, everybody would have passed. It would have become too unmanageable. So it's important to remember that the only reason you are able to receive this energy right now is because you have done the work to be able to do so. And it is testament to how well our plan has worked. So the uh, the energy is really uh, doing the last of its work right now. Um, And for those people that cannot handle it or have chosen not to experience it, they are choosing their exit points right now. It is sort of bringing up the last remnants of what needs to be brought up and needs to be cleared on Earth at the moment.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We, I was sent a video, not a video, I was sent a photo of, it looked like a rainbow of such a rainbow line. I sent it to Andre earlier. Are you able to tell us what actually was that?
Yes, this is a portal. This is how um, ships and the interdimensional beings can enter this dimension. It is similar to what we were talking about before when we said once you hit a certain speed, we'll say, you can transcend the dimension that you're in and move into a different dimension. And that transition is conscious and you know exactly where you're going. And with intention, you can get there. And this is exactly what that is.
And so tell me, what was the purpose of showing people it?
We are showing ourselves in different ways. We are uh, making ourselves known and seen to people that are ready to accept us. Um, and it is just waking people up, showing people, giving people that little bit of faith and trust that they need right now, because there will be more showings, and it is just nudging people um, into acceptance, little by little by little. So the more they see, the more they accept. It becomes part of their sort of neutral place of acceptance, and that tolerance gets higher and higher and higher until essentially they would be ready for a bigger show. And it is like spirituality. If Andre had heard about this information 2 years ago, he would have not been able to handle it. He would have brushed it off.